Hi everyone, I got a question here. Would you recommend a first-time writer to publish traditionally to establish some cred or to jump right into self-publishing? The answer to that is 5 years ago, or certainly 10 years ago, I would have said get a conventional publisher because you'll be better served and the distribution will be better and the product of your book will be better. But in the last 5 years, certainly in the last 3 years, everything has changed. And that means any authors, are usually better served going it alone. And there are all kinds of reasons. Mainly, I would say, because control is paramount to an author, whether they realize it or not. And you'll be able to shape your product and not have it chopped around as you would a first book normally by a publisher. I look back at the first books I wrote and had published by Orion, Transworld, Bantam Dell, John Murray, and some of them were hacked around and just reshaped in a way I didn't appreciate, but I had no say in it, and so that is important. But also what's important is distribution as an author. And now with websites like Amazon and the others and Goodreads and platforms like Ingram's Lightning Source, it's possible to get exactly the same kind of coverage that a conventional publisher would get you, or even much better. My other problem with conventional publishers, and I'm not just saying this because I rail against them, which I do day and night. My other problem with them is that if you've not been published before, usually these days you have to go through an agent. Not always. There are still some small publishers who are only too happy not to go through an agent, not to take authors through an agent. But there are fewer and fewer of them, because they're going out of business or they're getting snapped up by the big publishing fish. And if you go through an agent, I remember, if anyone's read my book, The Reason to Write, I talked about not being able to get an agent, and that was 25 or more years ago. So I had to start my own agency, Worldwide Media, and pretend to be William Watkins. And then I managed to get a publishing deal. But if you don't have an agent, it's very, very, very difficult to get a publisher. So please, 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 go it alone.